Later.
Well, just
Holy shit, here we are.
well, show me those big baby blues, bitch. Today's show is not at all brought to you by the lovely people at Bush Light Peach. That's right. I'm drinking a Bush Light Peach, which has nothing to do with this show or
Whoosh.
our podcast. Bush, Busch Light Peach. It's disturbingly good. It really should not be this good. It's
Bush,
really good.
Bush Light Peach.
Yeah,
We're
go
not
for it.
homophobic. We don't give a shit who drinks our beer. It tastes good. It feels good going down.
That's right.
Bush Light Peach. Go get a flat of it. Go get two flats.
While supplies last. I'm actually going to go back and get another fucking case of it. It's so good. You know how much I'm like into shandies and shit.
Mhm, mhm.
I do not do anything to this beer. I don't add a little lemonade. I had nothing. It's delightful.
That's
And Bush is garbage beer.
I've heard nothing but good stuff. Like there's on the Facebook on the Facey space. There's a group called 217 Boozers, and we're it's just all about, hey, here's this beer, it's really good, or here's this booze, it's on sale over here, there's only a handful of bottles, or somebody
Oh,
posted.
it's like a mommy and me Facebook group, but for drunk dads.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I love that. That's spectacular.
Hey man, I know y'all like Rolling Rock. For some reason, I found it. Hey, man, if you go over to Friar Tuck and give them two winks and a fist bump, they'll get a case of Zima out of the back.
I learned the secret handshake on the Zimas.
So yeah, that's they were talking about okay, but Bush Light Peach is over here and you got to go get it here, but if you can't get it there, and people are like, no, I found it here, here's a picture of, they got a whole pallet full, you better run before it's all gone. And I'm like, Bush Light Peach, my sister just got me to drink Bush Light Apple. Like, she's like, just try it, and I was like, I ain't trying it, I ain't doing it.
I've never even seen that one.
She
You were
Bush
saying it
Light.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she and I were drinking apple pie moonshine and Bush Light apple. Um, and we both got real wrecked, but in a real good way. Uh,
You're
it
talking
was,
about Cowgirl, right?
yeah, denim, yeah.
Yeah. She's a literal cowgirl named Denim. Thanks for bearing the lead. You trust her when it comes to fruit flavored beer. You say, yes, ma'am, crack me one. I
Yeah.
got you.
But I just was like, no, I'm not gonna drink goddamn Bush Light apple. She's like, just take a drink of it. Just drink it. And I took a sip and I was like, oh god damn it, get me one. She goes, right? Isn't it good? You fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm. Fucking
It
delightful.
yeah. It's the first time she's ever really cussed me. Well, there's been a few times, but that was the first time. It was just like, just god damn it, stop. I think what she said was, stop being a pussy and drink the the pussy beer.
I love that you're just country enough that cussed can be a verb.
Yeah,
You said she just cussed me. Like I
she
don't. It took me a second. Like, oh, I guess that is a verb. I mean, if you grow up around livestock, that's a verb. You get
yeah,
cussed. Yeah,
yeah,
not cussed at, but you got cussed.
yeah. What you and Grandpa do all day? Well, we went out and we cussed the cattle for a bit.
Then we cussed the guys in front of the Home Depot, and
And
then
then we cussed the fellas down at the tire store, and then
and the poor little girl working the Dairy Queen.
because she didn't turn over Grandpa's flurry, and I guess it's a blizzard there, not a flurry. I am.
You know what? I was with you either way. We don't
I
have to
know,
be
and I
brand
appreciate it.
specific.
You didn't question me.
We do not have to be brand specific about that.
No, no, I've no, still down in the danger dungeon. Have not moved myself back upstairs.
Good.
Hey, by the way, I am enjoying vacation right now. Oh, so much. I'm on vacation right now. When this episode posts,
Oh,
I'll
very
be
good.
on vacation.
Excellent. That's right.
Oh, I am. So, oh, by the way, listeners, we are taking a week off because we are recording this early. We're releasing it the week I'm on vacation.
Hmm.
And then we're just gonna take a fucking week off because old Uncle Smitty, I can't be Uncle Lair. Uncle Lair is still Larry Reeb and he's alive and kicking. But I think he likes me enough to let me take over Uncle Lair once he's no longer around. But um What? We
I
died.
just, I know we're just invoking death of people at
I
this point.
holy shit! You and I have switched places today, haven't we? What? We died. You're like, oh
I mean, I'm
goodness.
with you. I mean, we don't have to bring it up, but we can. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, okay, buddy. Um, but yeah, yeah, old Uncle Smitty had one of the open mics that I run. A buddy of mine came up to me and he's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? Everything's fine." And he was like, "I don't think it is. You're burning. You're burning. I've seen what's going on with you. You're burning your candle at both ends and like two or three spots in the middle, and that's not how candles burn." And I was like, "Yeah, it's." Awesome. He goes, "What are you running on right now?" And I was like, "One slice of pizza, half a pot of coffee, and a whole lot of beer." And he was like, "That's and some spite and gumption." And he was
Yeah, and a full handful of ire.
he's like, "That's not healthy for anyone involved."
And a minimum of 2 cans of delicious Bush Light Peach.
Bush
That's
Light
right.
Peach.
Not brought to you by Bush Light Peach. Disturbingly good. Also, might calm Larry down a second because he's about to pop.
I'm drinking. You know what? I'm giving myself a treat.
Good.
I'm having bourbon with cherry Pepsi.
You come up with some delightful mixtures, and I'm not sure how much of it is on purpose or out of just what you got, but
It's
I'm fine with you.
usually what I got. I've got some really, really nice Woodford upstairs that a buddy of mine got me as a thank you. Um,
With booze, you're basically playing chopped with your own liver. I
yeah,
know. It's like, what do we got? I'm sure I can drink some of this shit.
I've
Put it in a glass.
I've got Mountain Dew and moonshine. Actually, that's why Mountain Dew was created. You know that, right? Mountain Dew,
No.
the soda pop,
Yeah.
was made specifically to mix with moonshine to mellow out the flavor of the moonshine.
I buy that, but can you show your work on that?
I my wife read an article and told me about it.
If I look up Wikipedia right now and say, what did rednecks make Mountain Dew for?
Yeah.
That's not only bad grammar, but impossible. But that's going to come up. I buy that. I 100% buy that.
Yeah, that is originally why Mountain Dew was created, was to mellow out the moonshine.
I have an easier time believing that than believing Mountain Dew when they say that their main flavor is orange.
Yeah, no, no.
No, that is not Fanta, man. That
Their
just tastes.
their main flavor is yeehaw.
Their main flavor is caffeine sugar piss.
Their main flavor is y'all watch this.
That's your buddy. That's your possum from last week.
Yeah.
Your goddamn possum just pisses Mountain Dew as long as you feed him the right mixture. Just keep it lean, But you just add some sugar at the end or Splenda if you want diet, and then they go for it. And
Yeah.
then put that with some fucking white lightning, and then wonder why the kids have no teeth.
Oh no, they didn't wonder. It was at least in Germany, and I'm pretty sure there's the same thing in Appalachia. They purposefully would rot a kid's teeth because it was just easier to rot their teeth and pull them all and give them fake teeth than it was to keep taking them to the dentist. Because one trip to the dentist to yank all them teeth was a whole lot easier than a yearly checkup.
I regret to admit I completely believe you. That's more plausible to me than Sasquatch or ghosts. That's completely plausible. The horrificness of humanity. Yeah, just let Junior's teeth fall out. We're gonna take them once, and then just here we found these at the Piggly Wiggly. They're just they're chiclets, but we put them in this little mold
We shoved him in. Shoved him into what? Yes.
inside of the squirming one.
Oh no. No, that's not. We don't. Okay, well, hold him down. Hold his arms and don't let him kick.
My grandfather used to make actual moonshine. If to be believed. Show my work with my brother here. I believe that's a thing though.
Yeah.
I think the old man actually made a little bit of backyard still nonsense for a while. Makes sense. He was kind of a swindler and a ex-cop, so he did a whole bunch of really weird shit without ever having a real job in my lifetime, which I thought was
Excellent.
interesting. Yeah.
That's the fucking dream, man.
Yeah.
Why, if you can just provide, if you've got a house and you can provide, why do you need a real government job? I don't.
He might have. I don't know if he had a real job, but I don't remember him ever having one. I
Yeah.
know that he was a boilermaker and he was chief of police in a very small town growing up. And then, but all I ever remember is like he owned a dump and like people paid him under the table, just like throw shit on his property, like just it
Your
fell down a hill.
your grandpa sounds like a drive-by truckers song.
Yeah, it's pretty close. He was also mostly Cherokee Indian too, like legit. So there's a whole lot going on there. He only wore denim. Like he had the same jeans and the long sleeve snapped denim shirt. He had like 35 of each. That was it. One pair of slacks, one dress shirt that he only wore to graduations and funerals.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I can dig it. God,
interesting cat. Yeah.
I love it. I love that. I love that lifestyle, man. I don't know why. I don't know why I own so many clothes. I don't wear half of them. I need to go through my shit. But here's the thing. I grew up so poor. I was such a poor kid
Mhm.
that I hoard this shit. Like I have got a big thing about, and I hate to even admit it, but I've got a big thing about shoes. Like I like having cool shoes because growing up, for a stretch, my older sister would buy me Nikes so that I would have cool shoes to wear. But before that she could afford that, and then after she had her own kid, that didn't happen. And so like I hit a point where I'm like, I'm gonna buy my own. I'm gonna buy, if I'm buying my own shoes, I'm buying cool shoes and stuff that's gonna last, like good shoes,
Mhm.
shit that's gonna last
Yeah.
a while. I and I now I look at it, I'm like, I've got too many fucking shoes. What? What- Well, if you were to ask, I'm definitely a Carrie, not a Samantha. I that's that somebody's gonna get that reference, and I appreciate
I
it.
didn't. Hold on.
Sex in the City.
Oh. I'm sorry. Yes, you have to say the woman that was topless in Porky's, and then I'll come right back.
Oh,
Or
Lassie. Yeah, she was Lassie.
yeah. Then I'll come right back to it. That's how
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Kim
Kim
Cattrall.
Cattrall.
That's what I want.
Oh yeah, no, Kim Cattrall in Mannequin helped usher me into manhood.
She wasn't even topless in that. She was just like suggestively
Yeah,
untopless.
it was fantastic. That woman. hmm, Um, no, so when I worked for the railroad, it just reminded me of a story.
Listeners, this is what happens in the mind of a middle-aged man. By the way, this is just our stream of consciousness. There was nothing weird about that for anyone, for either of us. Like, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, when I worked for the railroad, they put us up in the motel, and we had HBO, and um I didn't ever want to watch Sex in the City, but it was better than Ally McBeal.
Fair.
And so there was one day I'm sitting, I'd went to the grocery, there was a grocery store right across from the motel. I'd went over to get myself some dinner, and I decided to get a little pint of ice cream. And I'm at one point sitting cross-legged on my bed, eating ice cream, watching Sex in the City, and I had never been so disappointed in myself in the 19 years I had been alive. I was like, oh, I am my sister's. Fuck me. I am one of the girls.
As a bald man, you spontaneously just grew a spit curl out of nowhere.
No, I wasn't bald yet. I wasn't bald. At 19, I wasn't shaving my head yet. I still had
Oh,
hair.
very good. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 20. I was working I was working at the winery. So I think I was 23. So after I went back to college, and I got pissed off at my hair and just shaved it off. And now I wish that I hadn't done that, because I actually had quite a bit of hair left when I started shaving my head.
Don't go changing. So you've been uh shaving your head, you think, for 20 years now?
Yep.
Yeah?
20 years.
Religiously. You know what? There's something to be said for that.
Now, once every few years, I'll let it like grow out.
Remember the last one during the pandemic. That was
Yeah,
not great.
it was ugly. Oh,
It
not
didn't
good.
work. It's no longer a thing for you. I wouldn't do it again.
No, I'm gonna do it again. I'm definitely doing it. When I let the beard grow out, and just let this just I let it grow usually from that time though. It was like what, 3 months that I let it grow, 2 months. It was not good. I don't know. I don't know why my wife fucked me.
It looked like a nectarine that was forgotten in the bottom of the bag.
It sure did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This hair it used to be blondish, not blonde. It was sandy blonde.
You're
And
still
then,
blonde
and
in
then it,
places.
yeah, and play mostly below the neck.
You're implied blonde.
Yes.
The blue eyes help.
Yeah, it
If
does.
somebody looked at you and say, "Is he blonde?" Yeah. Well, does it count? Yeah, he's blonde.
He's blonde. Look at the pasty skin and the blue eyes. Like the only thing he can be is blonde.
They would probably say, "Yeah, he was."
Yes. He at one point memories, but yeah, I don't know where I'm all over the place today, man. I'm all
Me
over the
too.
place. I know technically I'm while the listener by the magic of podcasting, I am on vacation while they're listening to this. I am gearing up for vacation and I am fucking fried. I am vibrating to the fucking point that I think my skin's gonna fly off at any given point.
Mhm.
It is it is rough down here in the danger dungeon.
Just about time, buddy. Just
Yeah.
about time to go blow off some steam.
Speaking of blown off steam, um I jerked off. No, I, I had a Chuck E. Cheese, and boy, did that help.
My biggest problem with that is the eye contact you gave me and the aggressiveness I felt. I jerked off. Okay, well, what should I do with this information?
Congratulate me, it worked.
Let's keep the pets away from Larry today.
So I don't know if you've seen anything about this Matt Rife thing.
I do not know. Is that I honestly don't know. Is that
Matt
a
Rife
person?
he's a stand-up comic.
Okay, no idea.
And he's been around for forever. He's been on I think he was on Last Comic Standing. He's been on roast battles. The thing is, he is
I'm unfamiliar. I might have to see him. Here, should I look him up?
here.
Let me see. I'll
I've
just look
got
up a picture. Rife.
yep,
See if I recognize this cat.
here. I'll share screen with you.
The fuck is this idiot? No, he's got kind of a derpy face. What is he, 12?
He's in his 20s. Yeah, this cat.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm looking at him. Right, yeah, I'm looking at the same picture. Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with him or any of his issues.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. I'm I'm not a Matt Rife fan.
Okay,
I am familiar with him and that he exists. Um his comedy, not for me. But
okay,
comedy is subjective.
correct.
Here's the thing. He's a very good-looking dude. Um and that he just announced his world tour. And initially, I was like, what the fuck? This guy's got a world. Just like anytime I see anyone that gets a world tour, I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't. That's because
You'll be
he's,
fine. Bert Kreischer just got a movie. You'll be okay.
I'm fine. Yeah, no, it's gonna be okay. Um, but but people are losing, especially male comedians are losing their fucking minds about this. And it's mostly what it boils down to is that they're mad because he's so good looking and because women find him very attractive. And all these guys are like, this guy, that stupid Matt Rife. And I just want to say, jealousy,
Yeah.
not a good look on a comedian, not a good look on anybody.
He only got there because he's pretty. Well, good for him. Fucking be better. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
if I was that pretty and I could write it out, sure.
Absolutely. And he's one of those comics, and I could name a few comics off that I know. I'm like, I watch them and I go, I know you're funny. I know your material is very good. I understand why people like you.
But it's not for me.
It's not for me.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's everything right with that. George Carlin, my best friend, like to say, you know what? You don't like what's on the radio? Change the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Calm the fuck down and turn it off.
Exactly.
Not all entertainment's for everyone. I fucking detest most entertainment. I just ignore it and I let other people enjoy it because they like it. That's fine.
Yeah. This dude's popped up in my algorithm multiple times. I've watched his clips and I go, oh, I get it. You're handsome. and people think I it's mostly the crowd work bits that I see, and I'm like, I'm not a huge crowd work fan. I prefer time tested, well written material.
I actually wanted to ask you this because as a stand-up, because you do we've talked about this, you do a little crowd work here and there. Is it out of necessity to fill time? Is it because you're bored, or is it to shut down a heckler, or possibly a smattering of all?
It's if
Because you do more like stuff that you that's tried and true, or
yeah,
like that you're working on currently. It's
yeah,
all like scripted bits mostly.
yeah. If I am doing crowd work, it is because I'm trying to either shut down a heckler or engage an audience that might have bought tickets and still showed up and went, make me laugh, funny man. Um, and you go, okay, well, how you start pulling out the bag of tricks. It's and crowd work. Some comics are very, very good at it. I don't particularly care to do it, but sometimes it organically pops up and it's like, well, if you don't take advantage of this very funny moment, then you are a shit comedian. So
Hmm.
I try so hard when I'm on stage to make it seem like a conversation that if an audience member can't stop themselves but respond to me, I kind of take it as a compliment. And then I will play with them. And then I'll usually say something or I'll veer off into the next bit. Um, there are times where I have just done mostly crowd work when I'm like, this audience does not want to hear about
Right.
"Hey, you move, man, your body issues are weird, aren't they? Here's mine."
Nobody in here gives a fuck. They're just break the fourth wall and just like fart around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to do that. It's so but it's not my favorite. I prefer I prefer to watch a comic who is work or has worked out. That's why I love watching like stand-up specials so much because that is 2 to 3 years worth of work
Oh yeah.
that they have then perfected and distilled down to um the what they feel is perfection enough to put on screen or on an album. I got to see that with Kinane. Um we saw him at Second City and on he was working on his new hour. And to the point where he had his notebook out
In
there.
Chicago at the what do they call it? The Up Comedy Club
Yep.
in at Piper's Alley. Yeah, I got you.
And then when he 2 years later, he was filming his special at oh God. It's the Rock Club up in Wrigleyville. What he did loose in Chicago. But
Christ, I have no idea.
yeah, I it's
I'll know it when you say it, but I'm not sure what you're talking about.
yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's a great place, but um and got to see where he went from, hey, I'm just working on this material and it was still funny and like, holy shit, this is good, to how he had distilled it down to this one perfect hour. And I love that. I love that. But I also, you see comics having to do crowd work sometimes. And especially when you are at the level I'm at, like you and I were talking earlier before we started recording, I was feel like, while I'm playing I feel like I'm playing semi-pro ball right now. They're paying me to go out there and 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 play, but I still have to go wash cars on the weekends. It's or during the week or what, when the game's not on, I have to go bartend because that's just how this works. But you have to sometimes when you go into a place and you're like, oh, there's the rowdy crowd. Oh, that's the over there. That's the funny guy who's a regular here, and he's going to try and get in on the act. Oh, there's the drunk bitch that doesn't know that she's supposed to shut up because I'm not the TV. Um,
Right.
So, she doesn't realize I can still hear her. So while I love every aspect of comedy, I work really hard to build these bits and work on these bits and sit down and write and rewrite and think about what I'm going to say. And but I say all that to say, if the perfect moment arises, I've done 10 minutes worth of crowd work before. There's one night where I knew that trying to do um written material was not going to work.
There's got to be a point where it's okay to have fun with it, right? Like it just like you trust you have to trust yourself. Like when I was performing too, like if something hysterical happens in this live space, like you said, we're not the TV. You have to
Yeah,
address it. You have to be like, well, in that moment, do I ignore it or do I address it? Is it weirder if I ignore it or is it weirder if I address it and play? And
right.
there's a fine line, you know?
And that's exactly it. You have to know when to, like, okay, this drunk person, if I engage them right now, it's going to throw everything off. So let's just push them back. Let's just push through and let their friends look at them and go, shut the fuck up, Dale. But sometimes, like, this woman, God love her, I was taught, and she was so into my set that she just spoke. And then all of a sudden, like she slaps her hands over her mouth and she looked at me and just mouthed, I'm so sorry. And I was like, and everyone's laughing. So I'm like, well, now I got to do
Now I
something.
got to know your name. Yeah, but she's not being a drunken idiot. She just like was having a good time and it got away from her for a second, like a human being would. You know, it's like every once in a bit, oh shit, that got out of me. Sorry. Oh, what
No,
would you
I mean,
wreck
hell,
everybody you see?
I've done it watching my friends, sitting at a show watching my friends and just so into their set, and then like I I I responded to a buddy of mine the other night. Because he's like, oh, I look like this, and everyone kind of goes, oh, and I went, no, and he goes, shut the fuck up, Larry, and I was like, ah,
Not your
sorry.
turn, Smith. Fuck off.
I'm sorry. The green room had so much beer in it, and I drank all of it.
Everybody needs to think I'm a big fat piece of shit for this next bit. No sympathy required, stupid.
Shut the fuck up, you're ruining it. So yeah, but yeah, this cat. To go back to Matt Rife, this cat posted a lot of crowd work stuff, which has it kind of started with Sam Morrill posting it, and Sam's great. Although Sam Talent, who I don't know if you've looked up any of Sam Talent's stuff, you would absolutely love him, dude. I'm telling you, I will look it up and send you links.
I've got
Uh,
so much stuff to jerk off to already, but I'll put them on the list.
yeah, Sam Talent. But this guy, because he knew how to work social media, which is now an important thing, and a necessary for somebody who's trying to bust through to the next level. Um, he figured it out, and he got hooked up with a world tour. A buddy of mine, Ryan Shores, had posted, "Hey, if you're a comedian that's unsigned, nobody gives a shit about your opinion on Matt Rife." And I was correct. Uh,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I'm just all that to say. Look, I know it's highly unlikely that Matt Rife will listen to our podcast. I just want him to know, as another super young, super devastatingly handsome comedian, I get the jealousy. I get what you're going through right now online with all the bullying and people saying that you're just no good. And it's because we, as super young, super hip, hella sexy comedians, with super sharp cheekbones and beautiful flowing hair, um, and
Pretty puffy, really.
I get it, man. We're in the same club, and you're doing us proud because you're proving that you're not just handsome, you're
Cheeks have
funny.
bones?
So I just want you to know, as another devastatingly handsome comedian,
Mhm.
buddy, I got your back or your front. I don't know. You're very pretty. I mean, we need an
Odd-
open. I'm just saying. I'll
Oddly enough,
open. I'll
Matt
open
Rife.
for you. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay.
Matt Rife comedy. Also not brought to you by Bush Light Peach. That's right. Bush Light Peach has nothing to do with Matt Rife or his beautiful, beautiful abs.
uh, I wanted to talk about it, but I also wanted to make a fucking joke about it. There's cheekbones under here somewhere.
Well, I mean, yeah, you have a skull.
Yeah,
As do I. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I don't.
just
I've
it's weird how you get older and the fat just like goes to different places.
Mhm.
Like the back of your neck when you look up now rolls. Not you specifically, all of
No,
us.
but it
Me as
does.
well. Yeah.
You're right.
So that's weird. Like it's like, why is that three hot dogs? That was never a thing. And the first time that you discover that, it's really disturbing. Like you just get your hand on the back and you're like, oh, you're trying to stretch, and then you look up, just stretching. You're like, what the fuck is that? And is there a bump? Why is that a mole? What is that? What is that bump that I have? You do that. Yeah, and then the puffy cheeks. You realize I've been using retinol, by the way, for like the last 6 months.
Mhm.
Spectacular.
Yeah,
I really wish I wouldn't have been.
I moisturize a lot.
With
Um,
animal products. Just say animal products.
lard. I was gonna say lard.
You can do worse.
Yeah,
You can do
honestly,
much worse.
I just
It's natural.
it's usually just after I've eaten a bucket of chicken and then I just pour it down my face.
Why waste it? That's brilliant. I like that. I'm a big fan of multitasking, doing shit
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. Pardon me. I have to put in a drink order.
Can you ask her to bring me one too?
Yes. Hold on.
By the way, my pregnant wife definitely will not. If you're telling her to tell Ange to bring me one, the answer
Ew,
will
I
be
would
no.
no. No, I value your safety and my own.
Yeah. I got a very pregnant Puerto Rican in the room who's just looking for excuses to slice me.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm
And
not.
not unjustified, by the way. I need it.
No, if you were to call if you were to call her right now, engine room, where's my drink? I don't blame. I would keep recording. It would make it good podcasting. Hey, speaking of good
That,
podcasting, real
that'd be a
quick.
game called How Quick Does a White Man Bruise?
No shit. Um, quickly, very quickly. Real quick shout out to our friends in Omaha. Um, I got some folks in Omaha that have seen me, and I've got some buddies over there that do comedy, and they are now our second biggest downloads. Um,
Nice. Hi, Omaha.
and I'd like to another big shout out to Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, Iowa City, and Dubuque. You know why? They're our third biggest now.
I love you back.
And I have played all those places. And so thank you folks for actually looking stuff up and giving it a listen. And what I think is funny is fourth place is Champaign, Springfield, and fourth place. Champaign, Springfield, Decatur. Fourth.
That's where
That's
you
our
live,
fourth.
correct?
That's where I fucking live. Yeah, yeah. That's fourth.
I actually have a
You know
show
what?
coming. I have a show coming up in Waterloo next week.
Oh, you do?
No, I haven't performed live in 5 years for good
Oh,
reason. I'm not allowed out.
okay. Well, it's the ankle monitor what keeps you at home.
Yeah, that the chain, the
Yeah.
horrible, horrible diphtheria. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that.
Bring one for Zig too.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Oh,
Whore.
he called you a whore.
In a cute way, in a very cute way.
It's an
Tell her in a
adorable
cute.
whore. Hey, hold on. You can tell you never waited tables.
Texting
you.
her. I'm literally texting her the word whore right now.
It's, grab yourself a little bit out of my wallet. You know what I mean? Thanks, Toots. Oh,
You know, oddly enough, there's no gift for whore, but we're just gonna do it.
you know, this is a horrible segue. Spliff
Well,
Society.
society.
Hey, Bradford, thanks for once again not realizing that you probably still sponsor us, or you don't. I have no idea.
The checks keep clearing.
The chest, the chest keeps. Yep.
Nope. I know what you were wanting to do. She even gave it to you in a plastic disposable cup, didn't she?
It's the Springfield Pride Cup.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, we went to Pride Fest. I tell you,
I called your wife a whore of protection. You said I love you too.
Yeah. That's my gal.
Yep.
She's tougher than all of us put together. Yeah, I went to Pride Fest wearing my shorty short swim trunks, a t-shirt that says Princess Daddy, my Pit Viper sunglasses, and the Bucky's tie-dye hat.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. And if I had been thinking, I have some socks that say gay.
Oh yeah.
With rainbows on them.
Regrettably, I know all of this about you, and I can picture you in this outfit. I've seen you wearing all of it, basically.
Yeah. Yep. And I was a hit. I just wanted everyone to know I was there to support and be happy. You know what else is supportive and happy? spliffsociety.org. Spliffsociety.org. Check out the cones they have. Check them out on at the Real Spliff Society on Instagram. Check out the website, find out where they're going to be. God, Bradford's out there all the time. He is a cool, fun dude, and they're doing fun shit all the time. The last thing I think I saw on Instagram, or one of the last things, one of the events they had, they were all getting high and watching drag performers just go up, and it was fantastic. So
Nice.
I'm telling you, you want to support some allies and some allies that are supportive. Spliffsociety.org. They're good folks. Head on over there. Check out the flagship spliff, that toasted palm leaf hand rolled spliff that you can put whatever you want into it. I would recommend marijuana.
Soup.
You put soup in there. Put some fucking soup. This is America. You want to put soup in your spliff? I say, you know what? Freeze some soup. Smoke it. Smoke your soup.
Sure.
Why not? What are you, a coward?
Smoke your soup. What are you, a coward? And other sentences that are spectacular that mean nothing.
Spliffsociety.org.
.org. If you
What
see
are they going to do at
Bradford,
checkout? What are they going to do at checkout?
if you see Bradford, let him know that he's still supporting us.
What do we do at checkout, Zig?
Steal from Walmart mostly. You use promo code Zig and Larry in all caps at checkout to give us a little bit of love, to send a little bit of love back our way so that everybody knows that you're listening, and you get a little bit off your bill as well. Zig and Larry at checkout.
Zig and Larry. Okay, so checkout. Spliffsociety.org. Brought to you. Spliffsociety.org. Brought to you by Bushlight Peach. Bushlight Peach.
Not brought to you by.
They're not brought. Put Bushlight Peach in your spliff and ruin everything. Your daughter's quinceanera, the bush beer that you're trying to drink, and that spliff. Also ruin grandma's sheets. Put some Bushlight Peach in rose cone. Rose cone.
I'm watching you melt verbally, and it's spectacular.
Yeah, I am fucking.
Hey, what's our show about today, Larry?
My big ol' ass.
This is why we should record on Wednesdays, because on Wednesdays I drink all day.
Oh man, what is today? So, where's the fucking kickstand, bitch? I'm a fucking mood, my man. Where is it? Since we are going to, oh, dude, I cannot wait. I am so excited. We're going to Tennessee. We're going to East Tennessee. We're gonna go down through the Smoky Mountains. We're going to the birthplace of Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton's mom's vagina?
Yep.
Nice.
Because if it's half as fantastic as I assume it would have to be to produce something that looks like Dolly. I was doing a joke for a while. And then I think some other people have brought it up, and I wish I hadn't stopped doing the joke. But I was doing a joke for a while about Dolly Parton's song Jolene. And that you look at Dolly Parton, especially the era of which Dolly sang that song. That was arguably one of the most beautiful era. Now, Dolly's never she's never a schlub by any means, but man, that
Oh God, she incredibly sexy human being.
oh yeah, young
Today, then,
yeah,
now, whenever. There's just physically, emotionally, musically,
yeah,
whatever. Yes,
everything.
spectacular.
She's perfection. But if she's about to lose her man to Jolene, what the fuck does Jolene what she must look like?
That's a very good question. I
And
never thought about that.
here's the thing: when she describes her, she just your voice sounds like summer rain. You know, your auburn hair. She just sounds like a ginger with a smoker's cough, is what she sounds like. I guarantee Jolene's doing butt stuff. That's why he's about to leave her.
That's it. She's just doing butt stuff, and then there's something. She's got his meth stash, most likely, and Dolly's just too classy to bring it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, because we were going down there, oh man, we're going to ride mountain coasters. Are you familiar with mountain coasters? You get a ski
There's a
lift.
lot of jokes, but I'm not sure. No, I have no idea what you're talking
Get a
about.
ski lift. They take you to the top of the hill, and then they put you on a little cart with brakes, if you want to use them, and then they give you a push, and you go down the mountain on a little coaster, and you go fast, and it is fucking rad.
Is this coaster like more of a go-kart or more of like a mine cart? Like an ore mine where like
So like think Six Flags St. Louis, the mine train.
got me on that.
Okay, so
I can
like
infer, but I've never been.
okay, let's back up. Think of just like a regular roller coaster, those tracks.
Yeah.
They put a little cart on there.
Okay, so there's definitely tracks involved.
Yeah, you sit in it, you strap in, and then they give you a shove, and you go.
But you're in charge of the speed.
Yeah. But the rule is no stopping, you pussy. You have to go. You have to go. You can't stop. Because there will be somebody behind you, like me, that physics works real good on. And we're gonna build up ahead of fucking steam.
I can see where that's fun. You know, the Pinewood Derby, the home game. Yeah, sure.
Kind of, yeah. And there's a new restaurant down in Sevierville, I believe.
Let's call it Sevierville, just to do it.
But it's downtown Flavortown. Guy Fieri place.
It's the taste of Guy Fieri going down on your mom.
Yep. But I'm in. Okay, hold on.
Yep.
No, I am unironically excited for that.
Nice. Yeah.
I also have
zero issue with Guy Fieri. I think he's fucking rad.
Yeah. I absolutely adore the dude. So I can't wait to go to one of his restaurants. They also, and I've talked about this before. Unironically, I love Margaritaville's.
Really?
I know exactly what I'm getting. I know it's not good.
It's Joe's Crab Shack without the crabs.
Yeah, dude, I know it's not good.
Okay, all right.
But I know what I'm getting. I know that when I walk in, I'm the mayor of Margaritaville. Is what I am. And I'm going to order 2 big blue obnoxious drinks. I'm going to eat some popcorn shrimp or coconut buttholes or whatever they've got on the menu.
Whoa.
And then it's just, this place just seems, and there's arcades everywhere and go-karts. I just can't wait. But we're staying in a cabin in the middle of nothing. And
I'm saying it's a Margaritaville in the middle of Tennessee. Wasted away again, nowhere near the ocean.
Yeah, but there's a couple reservoirs that you can swim in.
Searching for my where's the fucking ocean?
So today's topic, we're
Ah.
gonna get through real quick. There's not. I've been vamping this entire time because there's not a lot.
Nice.
I didn't do a lot. Like at about
We're playing for time.
3 o'clock this afternoon, I was like, "Fuck, I gotta have a topic." It's what day? Wednesday. Fuck.
Welcome to D Plus Effort Productions.
So we're gonna talk about the spooky Smoky Mountains,
Ooh.
haunted places, and Smoky Mountain legends. Now some of this you're like, meh, okay, like meh, like for instance, the Elkmont Ghost Town. I don't know why I'm saying it like that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to say with your actual voice because I'm not sure what you said.
You have to say it with your actual voice.
Yeah, I'm not
Say
sure.
it more rednecky.
Yeah, no, no, say it with words. But what now?
Elkmont Ghost Town.
Elkmont.
I know I got very close to the microphone.
It's a motherfucking Elkmont Ghost Town. Welcome to all
I said a diet, Jerry.
what is that? A double roast beef, and then a finger blaster.
I'm sorry, did you just offer me a finger blaster? Hello?
Yep, that's the new chicken short ribs, finger blasters. Double or triple finger blaster.
My daughter's in the car. Let's start over. Can I get
How
okay,
was your
ready?
daughter? Because she might be eligible.
Why can I understand you now?
Because now it's important to me.
Son of a bitch!
See,
We're going to Wendy's, kid. Fuck Arby's. Because at Arby's, they want to screw your daughter.
come on, at Arby's we got the meats.
This show not brought to you by Arby's. Arby's, they will fuck your children.
One of my favorite SNL sketches recently was Kenan Thompson was playing the Arby's voice sketch. Arby's, we've got the meats, and everyone's just like, "How can it be so cheap?" And he's like,
I remember that.
have you
Yeah.
seen-
It was last year, or the year before, last season, the season
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
It was Cecily Strong was still on. So anyway, the Elkmont Ghost Town.
Yes.
The story of the Elkmont Ghost Town isn't especially spooky. Ooh, what a good start. But anyone who has walked around it can't deny the particularly creepy vibes in the area. After the national park was established it's a national park. In 1934, the NPS began purchasing the land where many vacation homes stood. After the residents had all died, the buildings remained to let nature take over. Okay, now that is the creepy part.
It's an abandoned fucking town.
The road to nowhere. Look, I'm skipping over some. I'm mentioning it because it's in this article.
You're justifying something that I'm not aggressively about. You're fine.
I know. But like the road like I was a little disappointed because I was expecting some things. And the road to nowhere, they were like, yeah, we bought some land and we told some folks we'd build a road to go around it, and then we just didn't.
You know what's great? I feel like I'm your child. And we're going on a family vacation to a spooky park. But dad realizes a little bit too far into it that the spooky park is bullshit. So he's trying to make it sound spooky. He's like, hey, so yeah, that there's ivy growing in the windows in here in Elkmont, in that town, in that library. Spooky, right, kids? Yes, you can have a McFlurry.
Yeah,
Like,
come on. That's no, I think this is lame too.
no, sell me on this town. I'm terrified of it.
Well, I've skipped. We're going past that because
Okay, we're jumping. Gotcha.
yeah, because we've only got 12 minutes left.
I'm still in the back of this Wagonair. We're good.
The family roadster.
Yep. I'm in the seat that looks back, just waiting for the collision.
Flipping off the people behind you.
Yep.
But see, this is where we start getting into my territory about the critters that run around in the Smokies. For instance,
okay,
while not strictly a Smoky Mountain legend, I don't want to say its name yet. This is an ancient mythological creature who, according to the Cherokee, was a woman cursed by tribal elders as punishment for watching a sacred ceremony take place. So there was a bunch of dudes fucking. she caught them and they went, no, boogity boogity boo, and turned. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Unclean. Yeah. Okay.
Supposedly, she can be heard whining around campsites at night, searching for livestock. Many have described the animal as a mountain lion-like creature with 6 legs instead of 4.
I'm sorry, a human Native American woman
Yes,
turned
cursed.
into some kind of cougar-ish thing with 6 legs.
Yeah, but I'm waiting to tell you the name.
I know. I was trying to keep up because it's not a person that's walking around. She turned into this thing.
Yeah, she was
same.
cursed.
They're one and the same. Yeah.
And has to. Others say she's some kind of amphibious creature.
Oh, I see. Okay.
In the Smokies, we like to think of her as half bear, half cat.
Oh, it's man, bear, pig. What is it?
The name?
Yes.
Wampus cat. I'm sorry. The fuck did you just say, Cletus?
The wampus cat.
Wampus cat. Wait, is that the Indian name? Is that the native name, or is it just the best y'all could come up with?
Say it again the way you just said it.
Wampus cat.
Correct. If I see a guy wearing a hat that he bought at a truck stop telling me that the Wampus cat is outside, I'm following him and I'm getting a fucking lantern. We're going to go find this thing. I'm not terrified. I'll go to a snipe hunt with Cletus. I don't give a shit. Let's go find it. Sounds like an interesting story.
Me, Cletus, Junior, and Dale. And that's not 2 juniors. That's Junior.
His dad was just Junior.
Yeah, his dad was Junior. He's Junior.
And he said, you know what I'm going to name my son? Trip.
Here's the one that I this one's cool. Okay. This one gets me. I'm going to save that one for last. Because I actually like that one's actually creepy. So we're skipping to a different one that's kind of gross.
Okay.
The Wheatlands Plantation. Because if it says plantation, it's gonna be bad.
There's no real good way to say that anymore. Without
Now, the antebellum plantation in Sevier County, known as Wheatlands, is on the National Register of Historic Places and is the location of the famous Battle of Boyd's Creek. The nearly 30 Cherokees that were slain in the battle now lie in a mass grave behind the home, and many say that they aren't the only bodies buried there. It's also said that at least 70 murders took place within the house itself.
7D?
70.
Did you just Google a murder Cherokee and the word sever? Because that seemed to be the theme.
Don't give away all my secrets.
Sorry, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
No, I actually have an alert on my phone. So
holy shit, there's a new story. It's more than you think.
Yeah, the plantation was once open for tours, but has been closed now for years. I don't know why I said it like Mickey Rooney. Closed now for years.
So 70, we can say what, 90% of those were purchased human beings?
I would guess, yeah. They don't do a lot. I feel like I should have done more research, but I didn't. This is the best I've got.
That's fine. I'm going to immediately forget we talked about this in about 20 minutes. So.
Oh, okay. Well, so this is a quote from The Scariest, Most Haunted Places in the South. It's a book. As the story goes, you might spot blood stains in the home's parlor. After the owner of the estate left Wheatlands Plantation to her grandson, his jealous father confronted him, and in turn was murdered by his son with an iron poker. Although the floors have been cleaned numerous times, the bloodstains keep returning. That's not supernatural. That's just how hardwood works.
I was saying that's just like seepage, basically.
Yeah, if they let him lay there for a long time and he bled out into the boards, and you wipe it up and think, "Hey, we got it," and then it just kind of it's the South. It's fucking humid. It's gonna get gonna get wet again and just rehydrate. It's like cat piss in a carpet. You think you get it, and then that carpet gets wet again, and then it just is cat piss. It's just fucking cat piss.
I'm glad that you explained away the nonsense before I got a chance to.
I know.
'Cause
Oh man.
you know ghosts ain't real because that's just humidity, floorboards. Well, he gets it, but he also believes in ghosts. Yes, but let's move on.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go for the creepy one. Then I'm gonna go for the one that I think is fucking abjectly hilarious. This one, I love this. It's a native legend. So it's from the again the Cherokee that lived there.
Per your Google search, yes.
Spearfinger.
That's what they called me in junior high.
Spearfinger.
Got me when I wasn't looking.
One of the scariest legends is the Cherokee story of Lunta, or Spearfinger, a female creature with one long sharp finger on her right hand and stone-like skin. She was said to have sounded like thunder as she stalked Chilliwahi Mountain. Spearfinger was a shapeshifter who would pose as family members of her child victims before cutting them open and eating their livers. The gruesome tale was probably told
Christ.
to Cherokee children in order to scare them into behaving.
No shit.
But we still wouldn't recommend going and looking for her in the mountains. Now, here's the deal. I actually looked this story up because I was like, now I'm in. You fucking sold me. So here's what it was. So they cover that, she's got the spear finger, she would hunt and essentially eat the livers of children or family members of the children. The tribe decided, hey, fuck that. Let's kill this evil creature. So what they did, because she's got stone-like skin, right? She's armored. They have tried to fight her. They've broken spears on her. They've broken knives. Nothing will kill her. So they build a big pit. They put spikes down at the bottom of this pit. They light a fire, and then they all stand in front of the fire going, woo, come and get me. She comes running, falls into the pit, crushes the spikes because of she's got stone skin, right? She's like the thing, man. You can't hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
They are firing arrows at her. They're knocking her back down into the pit to the point where the woodland creatures themselves are coming out to help fight the witch. There's squirrels, chipmunks, birds.
What have they done to come to just like support? Are they like the cheer squad?
No, they're attacking her. They're also
they went down to the pit. And
they are jumping
gotcha.
down. The woodland creatures are helping the warriors because she's killing them too. She's an evil spirit. They have to stop her. And
it's like Snow White's crew is on meth, basically.
Yeah, when they've said, you know what, enough is enough. Until a chickadee, one of the smallest birds, lands on Spearfinger's right. So the Spearfinger is on her left hand. She's got her hand around her right hand clutching something. The chickadee lands and she screams in terror. They throw a torch down. It illuminates what she's holding. Turns out in her right hand is her heart. So that's her only weakness. And the chickadee begins pecking at it and telling everybody, hey, here's her weakness. So one of the warriors draws an arrow, lets it fly, and then it hits, another warrior shoots with another arrow. They essentially pierce her heart to the point where it kills her. She drops the heart, she falls, turns into a pile of rocks. And then they take the heart and hide it so that it can no longer, she can't be reformed and torment the mountain anymore.
The only problem with that story is after they do that, all of the Cherokee children are now just free to be assholes again.
Yeah, no, man, I know. Those old fucking pricks. They had it too good for too long. I'll tell you that right now.
My only weakness is I
Oh.
carry it my organ of death openly in one hand.
I
But in
carry
this
my heart.
hand,
You gotta have a weakness.
yeah, just but you wouldn't, you would figure like if that was your weakness, you would like, put a basket around it or something.
Put it in a sack, perhaps.
Something, yeah. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't just like have it there. Like I got this one really, really long finger. And then over here, it's the only way to kill me, which is obviously beating. I get it though. I mean, it's good. It's a good story, especially if you don't, especially way before the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. I dug it. I dug it because like it was one of the first things that I looked up, and I was like, "Oh fuck, this is actually really a cool. Let's see what else they've got." Not much. All right.
I like that the demon bitch is just down in a pit. At some point in time, like several of the Braves are gonna look around and go, can we just leave the bitch down there? Like, can she get out? I mean, one of us will take turns. Just watch her. Don't let her get up.
Well, what I like is the squirrels jump down. It's just
Yeah.
like, keep her here. Okay, so this
I can't kill her. I threw a squirrel at her and half a deer. The deer. Is it helping? It's not hurting.
it's
We basically just have a lot of animals and an unkillable bitch who's holding something that's beating currently.
yeah, only half the deer. Yeah, we gave the other half to Gary. He's cooking it up right now. We're all a little famished. Okay, so this one I think is hilarious. And I hope you'll no, I know you will because you like
Horrible shit.
yes. And what's the German term?
Human misery. Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude.
Yes.
This story is called The Cussing Cover.
The cussing cover. Very good.
This Smoky Mountain legend tells the story of Mavis and Basil Eastep.
Well, you've got me already.
I hooked you.
Mavis and Basil.
I'm gonna do it in the folks.
Mavis and Basil, two people who have never written a fucking poem.
I'll do it in the folksy voice.
Okay.
Mavis and Basil Eastep, a married couple who lived in Cades Cove a very long time ago. Mavis was born during a thunderstorm and had a persistent fear of being struck by lightning. She loved to sew, but wouldn't even use her quilting needle during a thunderstorm. One of Mavis's favorite pieces of patchwork was a quilt she made out of one of Basil's old flannel shirts. She called it the cussing cover because Basil was wearing it during one of their first fights where some swearing occurred. Mavis grew ill, and toward the end of her life, she gave Basil permission to remarry under two specific conditions. He was never to sell any of her quilts, and absolutely never place any of those quilts on a metal bed. After Mavis died, Basil married a girl named Truly Jane. Truly Jane and Basil bought a new metal bed. One cold night.
Uh-oh. You know what you can't do, Basil. You promised.
One cold night, Truly Jane awoke to find an extra blanket. She chose the cussing cover and brought it into their metal bed. Hours later, a rogue bolt of lightning struck the bed. It killed Basil Eastep. The rest of the cabin was untouched.
So the lightning came through the window and just zapped his ass.
Yep, killed Basil. Everybody else is fine. Cabin, fine. Cover, fine. Bed, probably okay.
And she's also okay, even though I'm going to call bullshit on your story. They sleep in a metal bed.
Hey, I don't write it. I just read it in a folksy. I think this is fucking hilarious because it is really, hey, don't do, and it wasn't even Basil's fault. He was asleep, but she went, fuck you. I had two conditions. You didn't stand, because, like, hey, he got 50%.
Here's my issue with the story. What is the listener back in the day supposed to glean? What lesson has been learned?
Bitches be tripping.
your undead wife is gonna come for you? Like, what is the goddamn thing? He's like, hey man, if your bitch says don't use this blanket because you swore on it once, and if you do, your new wife is gonna get you killed. Any more stew? Like, what the fuck?
That's exactly it. Yeah, you want beans? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just offer me some bean? Yep, beans.
I
Yeah.
love the Old West because apparently stories don't need fucking morals. It's like, what's the moral of the story? Wait, I thought we were just killing time.
You want some backstrap? What? No, you can't. You got to finish the story. It's done. Basil's dead. What happened to Truly Jane?
What's the moral of the story? Some idiot's name was Basil. That's the name of the story.
Don't be named Basil. Well, that doesn't even make sense.
Is that what we got? Yeah, that's all we got.
That's it, man. Don't be named Basil. Wow.
May I please go to bed now? What are you talking about?
You know what? On second thought, you take first watch. How about that?
Next time I ask you to tell me a story, slap me in the mouth with the butt of your gun. Let's see. I can make up some bullshit. There's a man named Basil, and he's got a broad named something. And she died, and she said, "Don't swear at me in that blanket." And then he married Truly, a girl named Truly. And then a storm came, and then he died because of metal beds. So don't bother me with this shit anymore.
So don't ask me to tell you a fucking story. You're a grown man. Curl up and don't get eaten by a bear.
Now go and harvest the fucking wheat.
Now, would you do me a favor and kick that stone-skinned bitch back down into the pit? We've got a job to do.
I'm picturing
We've got
just
bigger things to worry about.
a man telling this story to small children dressed in Little House on the Prairie garb in a home with no insulation, bare walls. They're made out of wood. He's like hammered one nail in to hang the one picture that they have, and they're all gathered around next to the open fire, which he's pretending to tend, and it might or may not kill everybody in the sleep. And he tells them all the story, and all of these little House on the Prairie girls at the end of it go, and blackout. Like, that's it. Just a bunch of adorable little girls going, Dad sucks. And that's the moment they realize the parents are bullshit.
Dad's been in the laudanum again. All right, buddy. I think that's what did we learn today?
What do we ever learn, Larry? We learn a lot about each other.
We learn a lot about each other, a whole lot about living and a little about love.
I'll take it. I'll tell you what we learned.
Okay.
Bush peach is delicious.
This episode not brought to you by Bush Peach. Bush Peach. It'll make you pee. That's it. Okay.